Hey everybody, it's Athena Renee here, back with another episode of Discovering Your Destiny Oracle Reads. This is a channel that gives you divine downloads so that you can have the inspiration and the insight to make your next move your best move. I'm so excited that you're here. Listen, if this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. On this channel, we push positivity and give you strategic downloads so that you can make strategic moves, right? To come up, especially if you are the black sheep or the underdog of your family. Okay. Now, today's message, okay, we're going to get right into it. Over the past couple of weeks, I've been having a lot of trouble uh, getting these videos and messages out. Like, I'm new to doing the readings, but I'm not new to intuitive messages and downloads. We actually have a podcast. Check that out. We have a complete playlist that will really help you out, especially like I said, if you are the misfit, the underdog, the black sheep of the family. This channel is a safe space for you to collect that competitive advantage that you need to make your next move your best move. Okay. But I do a lot of things in audio, right? Not because it's convenient and all of those things, because it is, and it allows you to speak freely, and it's not as much space and setup as video, right? But many of you, just like myself, have a message that you need to get out. And one thing I want you to understand as I'm continue to build this particular channel is that you need to have two mediums to get your message out, right? Because sometimes video is just has a mind of its own, but that audio, you can back it up with the audio. Okay, so we do have messages on both platforms, meaning in both formats, excuse me. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this message. Now, we are using oracle cards, and I really love them. They've been dropping some very powerful messages. This is why I'm going through everything just to get your message out. Okay, and again, just looking at this one is just like, really, um wow, it's crazy. Okay, some of the things that's came out since I've started these messages, they've blown me away. And the crazy thing about it, I know spirit wants someone to get it at the right time, again, because every message don't fit for everyone. But what I love about oracle cards is you can just take the card for a face value and read it to yourself and find something useful in that to help you out on your journey. Okay, but I truly believe the cards that came out together are the cards that spirit want you to have at that right time. And every time a card come out, every time a group of cards that I do the pulls and the reads on, it blows me away every time. And I'm saying that to say, even when the camera doesn't work, guys, what I do is I take those cards and I set them to the side until the camera is acting right, so that at any given time when you receive the message, it is for you. Okay, so let's get into it. First and foremost, it's all about your journey. This is how I know that these cards are so powerful, these readings. I know spirit be working in them. It's all about your journey. Your first card says you may move to a new place for work or for travel. Exploring the world gives you the experience you need to succeed. Listen, it's time to come out. See, as the chosen ones, the black sheeps, the misfits, a lot of times we're introverts. You know, we love people, we love to help people, but we gain energy when we're in solitude. We gain more energy around small groups of people. But I want you to understand life is all about this journey you're on. And you cannot be on a journey just in your comfort zone, because to go where you're going, you can't go by yourself. You have to be plugged in. It's all about connections. 2024 is all about building the right connections. That's the thing that's going to bring you out of your comfort zone. It says connections, build bridges between people, contact those who can help you. Your action set you up for your next opportunity. One thing I want you to understand is, as the misfit, the underdog, the black sheep, and the divine chosen ones, we always get people that's competing with us. And you know why? Because they don't complete us. It's time for us to switch our perspective on the people that we're giving our energy to. And when people don't receive you, when they reject you, that's spirit protection, right? That's protection to go in a different direction, right? But that don't mean you don't need connections. We just need to start connecting with the right people. And let me tell you a secret about how to connect with the right people. First and foremost, be yourself, okay? If people don't like you for you, that's fine. No, that's divine protection. Number one, be yourself. But number two, Be prepared. If you really want to get in the room with movers and shakers and people that want to see you succeed, a lot of times you need to get in rooms where people are on a whole nother level than you, which may require you to spend some money. Let me just be honest with you. As the underdog, it's not about chasing clout and buying clout and sucking up. It's about understanding that life is not checkers, it's chess. And you have to make a strategic move. This is why I need you to get the book, My 33 Degrees to Misfit Mastery, because it talks about making strategic moves and positioning yourself. You're smart, you're great, you're good looking, you have the knowledge up until this point for what you need for where you're going, right? But it's the connections, it's the plug. That's why connection is all about building bridges between people. See, some people burned the bridge between you. You was doing so much for them in their business, they burned the bridge, right? But that's okay. Some people will burn the bridge and try to ask for you and think you gonna send the boat, right? Listen to me. Anybody that burned the bridge, they have no place in your future. Anyone that did not handle you properly when they had the opportunity to be in your divine circle, listen, they were not called to your future. They were only called to your past. So it's all good. But moving forward, we need to move different on the people that we invest in with our time. Because misfits, we're people pleasers. We want everybody to be happy, and we definitely don't mind spending money with things we believe in. But the new currency is your energy. Just like people picked over you and didn't want you around when they came up. Have you ever experienced how you can help someone out in the beginning of their thing, whatever it is they're doing, and then as soon as they get a little air, as soon as they get a little momentum going, they leave you behind like they've outgrown you and you put them in the game, right? Guess what? It's all good. Count it as joy. The Bible says to count it all as joy. You know why? Because we all reap what we sow. And even when things don't turn out the way we wanted them to, you will still be rewarded when you have the right intentions towards people. That's why it's always good to keep a good, clear heart, pure heart on things. It may not work out at that time, but you will be rewarded according to your heart space. This is why it's time to be very picky about your connections, right? Take take up some cues from and tips from the people that didn't want to hang around with you no more because they outgrew you, right? They pick and chose precisely who they felt were valuable. Now it's time for you to do the same. And we're going to do it on a heart space, on a pure intentions heart space. Why? Because you want to learn. Next one is all about education. You've done all the work you need to do to help people as far as starting your thing. Now it's time for a mutual respect, right? So you can continue to help people and put it out there because you always receive more. But what I specifically mean, I want to fix the camera, but I don't want any mess ups. um okay, look, I just did a thing that I said I didn't want to do. But anyway, um this is all about you learning from people. It's time for you to put yourself in a position where you can learn from folks, right? So you can be stretched. So here's the deal. We are moving into a season for two things when it comes to connections. Number one, connect with people that can complete you, that doesn't compete with you. Okay, make sure you catch that. They're not competing, they're completing you. That's number one. But number two, if you are pouring into other folks on a regular basis, and I don't mean like social media, I'm talking about you're going to their house and brainstorming, you're spending a lot of time with them, it's time for you to be compensated for that connection, right? And don't feel bad about it. Why? Because when people get a little bit of momentum and you continue to do things for free from them and you're giving them a lot of your energy and time, they're going to leave you right behind. Okay, so at this point, you've already proven yourself to be valuable. It is time to be compensated for that connection. Why? Because everything is all about education and people will pay for education. So it doesn't matter about your credentials. If you have the experience in it, you know how to deliver it, if you've studied it, it's time to be compensated for your connections. It's time to be compensated. You're going to people different events, making them look good. It's time to be compensated. We're in a world now where everybody thinks everything is free. There is nothing in life that is free. Even your decisions cost you. Even if you sit still, it's going to cost you. What is it going to cost you? In consequences. And the thing is, this is why you want to direct your decisions. You want to direct your connections because you know at some point you're going to be reaping what you sow. The education card says you may take a class, you may need to take a class or do research to find a better position, or you may find yourself writing a book and teaching others. Listen, do the research so that you can connect with the people you need to connect to. Go learn from them. They're on a different level. You can go to a seminar and just simply learn how to put together a seminar. You can go to an upscale seminar and talk to the people, the staff of the hotel, and meet some people. Okay, these are the type of connections you need to start making, right? So from this point on, and I'm gonna tell you something too that's really powerful. Don't just settle for webinars. Don't just, let me tell you something. When you find people that are having live in-person events, that means they are really invested in what they're doing. Listen, you can start off doing the internet stuff, the virtual things. Trust me, I still do them to this day. But the real power of connections and getting educated is when you go to the seminars. I met two new clients when I went to a seminar last year in San Diego. Ryan Dice. I can't even think of what his annual event is called, but it's all about marketing. Um, and to be honest with you, I didn't even have a lot of fun at the event itself, but it was nice though. It was cool. I was a little bit disappointed because they didn't have water for the people that came. We spent over $1,000, and we was at a stadium, or we was at some type of convention center. Yeah, and man, they didn't even have water for us. I'm like, wow, they just had the water fountains, and those weren't even hardly working. That was one of the disappointments on it. But what I want you to understand is I met two new clients all the way in San Diego. Okay, two new clients. Guess what I'm helping them out with? Email marketing. Those clients, they made it worth it. They made it that trip worth it, right? So it's the live events. I'm telling you guys, you can make some lifelong friends. It is the live events that really brings in the connections. And I know a lot of the people are charging. Um, Sometimes they charge a little bit more, but guess what? It's okay. You can save up and go to people that you really want to be around. But it's some of the smaller events too. It's not always about spending top dollar. That's another thing, guys, you got to understand. I've helped people with their businesses, and they they are walking in the light that they are top dollar. They are high value. And I'm gonna tell you something, guys. I paid it because I love them, but when I got involved, it was low budget. Okay. Now there's nothing wrong with that for them to walk into that light, but I need you to understand your message, you must deliver behind that message. Okay. I went that one time and I decided I was not going to invest anymore, because here's my thing. You can walk in whatever light you want, but if you don't feed my soul and deliver on the package that you're trying to sell me or you have sold me, I won't do it again. And so I want you guys to understand it's not always about going to some big fancy event. Some people are having events. I went to another event. It was in a hotel. It was just $200. It was in a hotel conference room. It wasn't fancy at all. It When I say it wasn't fancy, but it was just the ambiance of the room and being around like-minded individuals that you can actually possibly take a chance and meet the connection that you need to make. It's all about you investing in you and putting yourself around the right people, because when you think in the mind of education and connection, that's really where good luck comes from. Good luck comes from educating yourself to be around the right people, and the luck comes in with the right time. It says your fortune is improving and you will get a lucky break soon. Collect nuggets of wisdom. See, collect nuggets of wisdom. You will need them in your future. This is why it's important for you to have the right connections. Don't be crammed up in the house. And don't get me wrong, guys. Listen, online is great. I like online, but start to be more involved. Like join a community. Start talking to people. right? Get your face out there. I'm speaking to the choir, but this is for me as well, because that's what this year is dedicated for me. This year is more so about getting out there even more, right? Getting involved in different communities and groups. And the power comes in with consistency, okay? Because I've also lost different connections because we hit it off great because I move in pure intentions and I know what I'm talking about and people love the message. But because I'm an introvert, a lot of times we have that one or two conversation and that's it. I don't see them people again. I don't contact them again. That is one of my things where I'm educating myself on how to build strong networks. Once I continue to educate myself on how to make these connections and build these bridges, listen, it's going to seem like luck. It's going to seem like my luck has changed, right? But to be honest with you, it's going to be all a part of the journey because when you respect what it really takes to go from point A to point B, it's going to look like luck. But true indeed, it's all about your lifelong journey of educating yourself to do the right things. Because at the end of the day, no matter what comes out, no matter what people tell you, business is all about people helping people, people connecting people with the solutions that they need. Okay. Now, if you found this reading, I'm going to leave it right here. If you found this reading insightful to your journey, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. Leave me some comments. I'm ecstatic to hear what you got to say about the content that we're dropping on this channel. I can promise you one thing. If it's helping me, I know it's helping someone else. Until next time, I'm your girl, Athena Renee, and I'm signing off.